What is poppin', boys and girls?
Gerbils.
Gerbils, homies, friends, all the things.
Please excuse my hands. I literally went to do this and I was like, hello.
Hello, there's some hands in the shot. That's just a little taste. Oh, I just saw it on my screen. It wasn't that bad. Well, good afternoon, all you humans who we love and adore so much. This is the Refuge HQ live stream. You know it as the only place where you can ask us all the hard questions, and we're going to give you the very best answers that we can. Or we're going to go find somebody who's more qualified to give you the best answer possible. So this is always an opportunity for you to throw questions in the chat. All caps works really well. Shout out to Facebook, Instagram. What's our other one that's here right now? Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So we don't have Twitter up right now.
Or TikTok.
And we don't have TikTok because we got banned on TikTok for being pro-biblical relationships. I will never be sad about that. I'm sorry. If you ban me off TikTok for being a good guy, it is what it is, dog. You know, chalk it up to the game. Bob, hi. Oh, Jadis, what's up, dude? You should probably be getting back to work somewhere on deployment. Great work out there. Jadis is in Texas right now with Ministries. Jadis is one of our employees here, but he's out on deployment learning how to do the good work. It's really important, I feel, for all of our people inside the organization to have to go on deployment at some point or to be allowed to go on deployment at some point, because it really tests your ability to exist inside of austere environments. It tests your ability to live as a minimalist, and it also tests your ability as a responder, right? And so we want everybody inside of the Refuge umbrella to have a responder mindset, and with that, there's nothing harder to respond to, in my opinion, than a disaster zone, because all of the logistics have been thrown in the trash can. Comms are down, networks down, buildings are destroyed, cars are destroyed, locals are hurt, all these things, and so you don't have the resources that you would normally have inside of an emergent situation. But with that disaster zone, you got to kind of be your own system and be self-supporting. So allowing all the Refuge people to go out to deployment is really, really powerful. I think everybody here has been on deployment. Lauren, have you been on deployment?
No, but my husband has, which...
Lauren hasn't.
I mean, we have littles. So,
you have littles, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. My wife was on deployment one time with a little, but she stayed at the fob. She just cooked for everybody.
Yeah.
That was our first deployment, though.
You know, our daughter actually asked us just the other day. It's like, Daddy, if there's something happening and Grindstone deploys, do we get to go?
Wow. That's super cool.
Yeah.
So our kids deploy all the time.
Yeah. We
have some teenagers right now that are running the fob, running the field kitchen and everything right now, feeding the community. One of those is Foe's daughter. She is awesome. She's a young girl, but man, she can do it. Feeding y'all is just as important. Yeah, I mean, people got to eat. That's what a lot of folks don't understand is the first responders inside of a disaster zone, like they're going to be hungry, and power's probably not on. Gas lines have probably been broken, so a lot of places don't have gas. And so we move in with a mobile field kitchen, set it up, and then all of a sudden, you know, there's food for humans, which is awesome.
It's a big deal.
And depending on who's on staff, it's not like here's your run-of-the-mill.
If Jay Johns is there,
like Jay Johns will come in and he'll make like a homemade jambalaya that will put you on your
like
toes.
a 5-course meal.
Yeah, it's really quite tasty. What's up, Buck Boots and Motherhood? That's an awesome sister right there. That is an esteemed author right there.
Mike
Harry
Golf
Girl,
said,
great work.
"Howdy from Slovakia."
Okay, howdy from Slovakia.
Yeah. Mike Golf right now is in Slovakia. Apparently.
What is up, dude? What are you doing over there?
The old Slovak.
Come on back. Yeah, Europe's not an awesome place to be right now. Do you guys use Shop Payment Plan on the website? I believe that Shop Pay is set up. If you're asking me if I use Shop Pay, no, I don't. I save my own stuff and then I don't pay Shopify a percentage. But, also, there's Shop Pay available if that's the route you choose to take. What's up?
The encouraging community asks, what's a good kit to have at the gym while working out?
Oh, absolutely. Good. So 2 come to mind right there. Like, are you worried about like a gunfight in your gym? Or are you worried about like a boo-boo? So I would have a slick kit and a boo-boo kit inside your gym bag. And then obviously you have a tourniquet on you at all times. And so those things together, maybe even a Bearman 2.0 type of deal, because that has some boo-boo capability. That'll go super far in the gym bag. I think of the slick kit and the boo-boo because they can go together really tight and not take up a lot of space. What'd you say?
Well, I was just gonna say that you can also always look for the guy that's working out in his jeans, because he will 100% be like the one to.
Hands down, the toughest.
He will
man
be the
in
toughest guy in the
building.
gym if
Yes,
he's working out in the
100%.
gym.
If you see a gentleman that has no shirt on but has jeans and is working out, you need to stay away from him. Okay? Because he's going through some stuff emotionally that you probably don't want to get involved in. All right? Like when I work out in jeans, it's because I'm really angry at myself. I'm just like really disappointed in me.
Coincidentally, that's the only time I've ever worked out in jeans.
It's just when you're angry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it helps, you know what? And it's good to see what you can do in jeans.
Yeah.
Every man should work out in
If
Everybody
they have
should.
origin jeans, they probably can.
Yeah,
You can
you
squat in those.
I have legitimately done oppositional force training against the SEALs in origin jeans. So I know they work.
That's cool.
I know they
12C
work.
Conditioning is about to book his ER class.
12C Conditioning is probably still waiting on a text from me to see if it's okay if he can stay at my house, and I haven't talked to my wife about it. So I'm sorry, bro. Text me after this live stream and remind me, and I'll call my wife. That's a great thing there. He's like, hey, dude, can we stay with you while I take the ER? And I was like, I don't have a problem with that, but I should probably ask the other people that live at my house.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in charge, but still common courtesy.
Aaron Beth 06 says, is the splint set what I need to have on hand for broken fingers and toes? Asking for a friend.
Yes. Yeah, and then I think we're adding the finger splint into the splinting set.
Right.
And that'll be like more fingers and toes. But the SAM splint, Aaron, just so you know, you can cut a SAM splint, and it is the same thing as a finger splint. That's one of the reasons we haven't carried finger splints for a very long time, is because we're just modular people. And so in our heads, we already carried finger splints because we carried SAM splints. So if you get a splinting set with just the SAM in there, don't worry. Pair of trauma shears, that'll be a perfect finger splint for
Then
you
you
right
can just
there.
shape it.
That'll do everything you need to do and more. It is literally the same exact material. There's nothing different except they seal it in one size, and that's it.
Daniel
It's not
Harper
like
said,
I just broke my toe or anything. Yeah, use the SAM split. Cut it and split your toe with that, and then go see if you need to get it reset.
oh, we're having issues over on Facebook.
Should
apparently.
I get a bare FAC or bare min? It depends on whether you want boo-boo capability inside of it or if you want more blowout capability. So the bare FAC is built with a little bit more meat on the bones in case there was an emergent situation, so you get some more support inside of your March-E algorithm. Whereas the bare min is built more as a practical kind of like everyday first aid kit. It's got some band-aids, it's got some, you know, ointments and creams and stuff like that, OTC and all that stuff. So it still has its trauma capability, but the bare FAC is a little bit more robust. So with those two things, either one is very applicable. I have them both. They're great kits. If I was going to pick one, if it was like pick this one first aid kit and that's the only one you could have, I'd probably choose the bare min because I would use the boo-boo stuff. So, and I have children, so that's a big thing too. Like, if it was just me, I'll probably like wrap my arm in tape or like maybe like a random piece of garbage I find on the ground and that's a Band-Aid. But if it's my child, I want like a clean bandage and stuff because I care about them. Whereas I'm like, throw some dirt on it.
Just let it bleed.
Just let it bleed. It'll stop eventually, or you'll stop eventually. One of the two.
Palmetto Paratrooper said, I recently smashed my little toe and put a tourniquet on so it wouldn't swell and I could still get my boot on. It worked, lol, aid rendered. I mean,
That's a strange logic.
I don't recommend that. I don't recommend that. I mean, yes, I'm sure that worked, comma, your foot needed to swell for a reason.
To protect
To protect
your foot.
the foot because you damaged it. So like don't do things to hurt yourself thinking you're gonna help yourself. Understand the processes. And I'm not coming at you, Bill. I love that guy. He's a good dude. What's the best way to stage a TQ to keep it together in a cargo pocket? What type of TQ? Are we talking soft or cat? Throw it in the chat below, John Holmes, and I'll give you the best answer I got. For me, cat Gen 7, if you got it in a cargo pocket, I don't have a cat on me, I have a soft T on me.
there's a cat right there. No, in that clear box. Heath will get it. Clear box.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, guys. I don't have a cat
Left.
on me, I have a soft right now. Thank you. So, soft. Oh, perfect. So, cargo pocket, soft T. Here's what I do. I start with like just the time tab right here, left in the tourniquet, right? And so if you look, your buckle's on the bottom. I fold my buckle in tight right here against the mechanism, and I move my windlass over to the side. See how I take my windlass and I move it over to the side like so? Then at that point, I wrap around the tourniquet, right? Like so. And the reason I do it like that is that keeps this time tab from flopping everywhere, and it keeps all the pressure downwards. So you go over the face of the device first, come back around, tuck it in, and then you can put this guy, you can rubber band it just like this. It'll stay there all the times. Or what I do, I don't rubber band it. I leave it in my pocket like this, and there's a reason for that. I'll show you really quick. So when I put it in my pocket, it stays together in its shape, nice and perfect, and then when I reach out and grab it, it's open, right? And so I can go and I can have this already opened to where I can then apply super easily and not run into any issues. So that's how I stage it. You can do the exact same thing in a cargo pocket. If you're in a cargo pocket versus a jeans front pocket, you're probably going to want to use a rubber band because it'll come unraveled. So go ahead and just do the exact same method and then just run a rubber band right over this section where your loop is at the very end. Just run a rubber band right there and it'll keep everything together for you. No problem.
Definite witness on that, because that's exactly what I do. I carry it in my cargo pocket.
Yep. Fear God 7 said, okay, I will get a Bearfac and get some Band-Aids for boo-boos. Yeah, get a Bearfac. What I recommend you do is buy a Bearfac on one ticket. Then go and buy a boo-boo kit and like a component, an extra tourniquet. That'd be the way to do it. Buy a boo-boo kit and an extra tourniquet, and that right there will be over 99 bucks.
And sure will.
So then you have 2 entries into the Goon giveaway. So you see all this stuff that's sitting here. We'll talk about it really quick. So we have the month of Goon going on right now because that's what we decided to celebrate this month, and we felt it needed celebrating versus other things. And so for the month of Goon, with that, we have a Redemption Tactical Plate Carrier with level 4 ceramic plates already installed. It's got a 3-mag placard with 3 pistol mag option, right? Already stocked with Jocko Fuel DAC Savage, of course, right? Then we've got, for the kit, an advanced ripaway and arc, right? And this can go either below right here, attached via a dangler, or it can also go on the belt line, or it can go on the kit itself right here, attached via the Molly or PALS webbing, right? Then you also will get a Mira gas mask with the bottle, with the filter, all the cool things. So you get the Mira gas mask, as well as you get a Squatch Survival Mothman pack. This is filled right now. Yours won't be filled, but this is a large assault pack right here, made in America, high quality construction right here. I mean, this is some serious stuff. And then you get a case of Jocko Go too, right? And I think that's everything inside the giveaway. So the reason I recommend everybody does over $99 transactions right now is every transaction over 99 bucks automatically enters you to win the giveaway, right? So that way you can have a level 4 plate carrier, an extra first aid kit, an assault pack, a gas mask, everything you need to be gooning about, you can have it. And when we say gooning, we mean that you as a citizen are continuing to push yourself in the tactical, technical, educational, and professional sense to be the most prepared version of yourself possible. I hope that makes sense for everybody. I would get involved in the Goon giveaway. We had to cut it for employees because they kept trying to buy stuff, and we're like, hey guys, it really won't look good if one of the employees wins.
We never get to be part of any of the cool giveaways. We just get lunch.
You work here. You literally work here. So yeah, for the month, how do you pick the winner? Yeah, absolutely. It's a great question. So at the end of the month, what we do is every transaction over $99 goes into like this this app that we use, and it's like a random selector, and it spins and it picks one of the names that are inside of the list. And then we on the live stream announce the winner, and then we'll give them a call and all that stuff, and we'll ship everything right out to them at no cost to them. What do you got?
Brandon M asked, "Is Jocko Hydrate a clear product? They have a kid who reacts to dyes." I have my Jocko Hydrate over there, and it's clear. So I mean, Heath can grab it and we can show it on camera. In fact, we can even check, but
Yeah,
this
so-
is what it looks like.
So this is what Jocko Hydrate looks like. And this is lemon, or is this blue?
That one's lemon.
That's the
This
lemon.
is lemon. I've seen the same thing with blue raz. I didn't see any.
Yeah, the blue raz was clear as well.
Too. So yes, like if your kid's allergic to dyes, make sure you check their ingredient
Read
list.
the ingredient list for
But
sure.
Jocko Fuel does a really good job of not putting trash
Can I have it back?
inside of their stuff. So I would look that up, and you can
Also-
always reach out to them. Jocko Fuel is great at customer service. Reach out to them, be like, hey, my kid's allergic to this. Do you guys make it with that or not? And they'll help you out.
Also both the lemon lime, I hadn't tried it yet, and I thought, like, because I'm not normally a lemon lime person, I was like, I'm not gonna like that as much. I like the blue raz. Blue raz is amazing, but the lemon lime is also amazing.
Yeah, they're both
freaking good.
They're both super fire. Yeah, and guys, I know a lot of people are trying to go get the hydration kit right now. We are sold out on the hydration kit.
In one day.
It's been one day. We love you guys for that. We love the fact that you love our drops so much that they only last a day. I talked to Britt today. She's already talked to Nalgene. Nalgene's running new bottles for us so that we can get them over here. So we're figuring out the process. It's probably gonna be about a week. So we put them back in the store so that way people could grab them. But understand that there is going to be a little bit of a lead time there because it's a new product. It's sold out immediately, but we're going to get it out there. I already talked to Jocko Fuel. They've got more hydrates coming to us. We're good to go on that. So thank you guys so much for supporting the hydrate kits. I recommend you grab one, grab two, grab three, in all honesty, because that's something that like the whole family should have. My wife has her own bottle, has her own hydrate kit. I have my own hydrate kit. We're keeping them in the truck. And the whole idea of keeping them in the truck with the powder in them is like in case of an emergency, right? If I have one in my vehicle, she has one in her vehicle. If we're traveling somewhere outside the house, we're gonna have our vehicles. Well, that way we have access to those rehydration kits and those salts, and then also the hydrate sticks themselves if we start to get low or outside doing work, something like that. What do you got?
Brandon said there was the label showed nothing on the ingredients. It says on here the other ingredients are citric acid, natural flavors, silicone dioxide, fermented sugar cane, and monk fruit extract.
Yeah, so
So-
Rev-M, yeah.
Yeah, and then Patty asked, are we planning on getting cool mics set up like across the table with Bob?
We've talked about it. It's not really our vibe here. We run around a lot, and we're like chickens with our heads cut off. So like someday we'll do the live stream here. Some days we'll do the live stream over there. We might go to a new location and do live stream sometime. Who knows? We don't want to overwhelm the media department with too much tech. What we want to do is
I
allow
want to
the media-
overwhelm them with other things.
we want to overwhelm them with tasks, and then we want to give them old tech that they have to figure out how to make it work inside the tasks. No, Lauren wants a new camera before she wants mics.
Well, to be fair, I was just saying yesterday, because like my camera fell again.
Yeah.
I was like,
Again?
it fell on carpet. Seriously, praise y'all. But like I was saying, I was like, I really hope that like when Refuge decides to like up their game camera wise, like to bump up from what I have to a better camera, that like my camera still works.
Right.
I've dropped it twice, and I broke the lens protector that I can't get the frame off of it now. Like, I'm like, I just hope when we get our Sony or something.
We're looking, yeah, and that's the thing. Is like our next one is gonna be like a
Not-
Red,
not
or
what
a
I have.
Sony or something
Yeah.
like that. It's not. It's gonna be a pretty serious camera. So, for us, like podcast studio, like we have a podcast studio. Like we can go to where across the table with Bob is and film there. It's 700 meters that way. But we just don't, because that's not our vibe here. Like we're goofballs. And so Alpha Charlie Concepts, what is poppin', my brother? That is wisdom right there. If you haven't gone to Alpha Charlie Concepts, go subscribe to them, especially on YouTube. Lot of wisdom in that channel. With that brings up another talking point. Something we're doing, and you guys are going to continue to see, is we're going to start working with more training groups outside of Refuge training. So a couple of them to shout out in specific would be Blue Bearing Solutions. Blue Bearing Solutions is run by Kyle Morgan. Kyle Morgan is a previous Delta guy. He's extremely knowledgeable, especially in the art of hostage rescue. And so we're going to be learning from him and onboarding his practices and his teachings, and vice versa, right? So that's a great one to watch out for. Another one is Orion Training Group. Orion Training Group is made up of a large cadre. They probably got about 10 dudes, all the way from like SF to Marine Recon to previous law enforcement to EMS first responders. So, I mean, that's a really good group, and they do a lot to train the civilians. And so look for us partnering with Orion Training Group. And if you haven't subscribed to their page, go subscribe. Orion Training Group, Blue Bearing Solutions, those are great organizations. They have a huge impact. You know, and then outside of working with just other training groups, we're also now working with individuals through the Refuge Nation program. If you guys haven't seen or heard about Refuge Nation, we now have an affiliate program where you, just individually, if you talk about Refuge, if you're passionate about first aid gear, you now can become an affiliate. You don't have to have 12 billion followers. You, Joe Schmo, can become an affiliate, right? And you get your own hyperlink. So it'd be refugemedical.com/Joe Schmo, right? And then anybody who goes there and purchases through your link, well, that gives you a percentage of money back, right? So that way you're earning towards your med gear, towards your kit, appropriately. So that way, you know, it's not incumbent on you. We're trying to reward the people who are acting as emissaries and ambassadors for us, without being like weird and internet-y. Like, we want you guys to feel the reward, right? And so with that, if you haven't figured out the Refuge Nation, and you have questions about the affiliate program, hit us in the email, hit us in the chat, give us a call. We're a resource for you, and we want you guys to earn for recommending us, right? Because so many people go out there and they advocate on behalf of Refuge. But it's time that you guys win. You've given us a lot of money. We want to give some back, and that's that whole mission, right? So we're trying to work with other training groups, but we're also trying to work with new individuals to get the mission out there. Because, guys, it's all about the mission, right? We want to save lives while in service to the Father's kingdom and experience the abundance of His provision and blessing. So if that's our mission, it doesn't matter how we do it. We want to use as many people as possible because the mission is literally to save lives. So the more people we have involved, it's just going to be that much more effective, right? So get involved, hashtag Refuge Nation, use it, go sign up and get set up. What you got, Lauren?
Speaking of, don't we have like 1 or 2 more lives saved this week?
We have one that we haven't confirmed yet.
Oh, we're waiting to find out.
We have confirmations waiting.
Yeah,
so I don't want to talk.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about it on the live. When we get a live save story in, like we receive the email, right? Hey, I used a first aid kit and I saved a life, yada yada yada. What we do is we deliver that information to leadership of the company and then to professionals so that they can overlook it and see, is it a life saved,
or just an aid rendered,
or is it an aid rendered? So that way we know our count, and then we send out the materials, the replacements, and all that stuff. Because if you don't know, I'll let you in on the secret. If you use a Refuge Medical first aid kit to save a life or to render aid, we replace the components because we're in the business of saving lives, right? It's not that hard for us to do. Okay, we've sold thousands of first aid kits, and we've got 81 lives saved, seeming like it's going to be 81 lives saved. Well, business-wise, it did not hurt us to resupply those 81 people. Does that make sense? There's a lot of companies that could do that. They don't because they're profit-focused. We are people-focused, right? That's our priority. And that's just a choice for us. Our mission is different than other companies. Companies might be focused on making money. We're focused on saving lives. To each their own. I'm not talking crap. You know, it's a capitalism. Do your thing, dog. But for us, for you being a part of Refuge Nation, we want to save lives. That's what matters. If we want to get rich, we'll go do something else. What do you got?
So CJ, the preparing prepper, had said he's allergic to like any kind of artificial sweetener. I guess even if it's like natural, like stevia and maybe monk fruit. So he was saying it makes things so hard, especially products. It's hard for him to find hydration products besides plain water. But like our Trioral,
Trioral's unflavored.
Yeah, there's no flavoring or sweetener in that. Believe me, there's not. But it's not something you can take every day. It's meant for like if you're actually dehydrated. But at least you can have that on hand. And then Alex,
I would talk to your doctor about the Trioral rehydration salts because something you could do is maybe a reduced amount inside of water for a daily intake to increase like maybe your magnesium, potassium. intake. That's totally possible, but maybe not. But reach out to your doctor, and you know, if you have questions about Jocko Hydrate, reach out to them because they're gonna know all their nutrition information. They might have something that is a little bit different they haven't brought to market that can help you with. They are super customer focused at Jocko Fuel. What you got?
It's before I forget.
Shalom, Warrior
It
Scott.
is selfie day, National Selfie Day, and not that selfies are like super cool or anything, but we sent out a thing this morning asking you guys to take a selfie with your favorite Refuge IFAC and tag us in it. So do that. You don't get anything except that you're cool.
Maybe I'll give you something because I knew what I want. So, how about this? Coolest selfie, and this is totally biased on my opinion of cool, right, Todd? That he's like, yep, you got it. The coolest selfie gets some random piece of kit from Refuge.
Some random piece
Dude,
of
that
kit.
could be a bump helmet. That could be a first aid kit from 1962.
No, you cannot give that
That
away.
could be a PVS
That's part
14.
of the ambiance of the bookshelf. That cannot be given away.
Dude, I'm telling you, there are so many random pieces of kit inside of this office. If you do a super cool selfie, if you do a super dope selfie, the doper the selfie, the doper the random piece of kit, right? And so, I mean, we have everything from plate carriers to ballistic helmets to, I mean, you name it, we've got it in this office somewhere.
Just one selfie and just one kit? Andrew, you can take as many selfies that you want to put on the internet.
Hey, dude, if
and
you
tag
want
us.
to do 98 selfies, that's going to put you up on the list of probability of winning. And when I say a random piece of kit, I don't mean a first aid kit. I mean a random piece of kit. Like, this is kit. This placard is a random piece of kit. Like, technically, I could send you a buckle and troll you. But I wouldn't do that.
If you don't have social media, Brandon asked if you could email it. Yes, you can email it to media@refugemedical.com.
Yes, Brandon, email it to media, and we'll take a look at it. I want to see something cool. Don't be dangerous. And if you do be dangerous, make sure it looks cool as shit. It better look cool. Holy smokes! I'm looking at Cap right now in a cowboy hat. That's a hard selfie to beat right there. I'll tell you what. That dude.
Is that Dudley's cowboy hat
That is awesome.
that you're wearing, or is it yours?
Yeah, guys, make sure you're capitalizing on the selfie giveaway thing. That's
Like Cap. Capitalize like Cap.
capital. Oh, that's so funny.
Somebody asked about the Redemption Tactical.
Yeah, what
They were just like wanting to know a little bit more about them.
Okay, so yeah, Redemption Tactical is a pretty interesting company. So I met Redemption Tactical, I met Adam probably about a year ago, and we've been in talks. And so I have some issues with Redemption Tactical. One of them is his manufacturing process, because he's offshore. However, we are currently working with him to bring his stuff onshore. That's one of the reasons we don't sell his kit. That's one of the reasons we don't, technically promote it a ton. But it's good. It's solid, right? And so
It is a really, really good.
We gotta
carrier.
understand that, like, yes, stuff is made outside the country. Is it good? Is it bad? And this isn't Chinese. He's stood up in other locations, and so the reason it's called Redemption Tactical, and this is what I find it to be so interesting, is he was diagnosed with cancer and given a few months to live. And he prayed and he asked the Father, he said, I just want to do something meaningful with the time I have left. And the Father told him to buy body armor and to give it to police officers. And he started doing that. He then was cured somehow by the Father. And he started this company, Redemption Tactical, because he was redeemed through tactical gear to save lives. And now his whole purpose has been to get warriors for Christ, warriors for good, body armor. And so that's why I love Adam and I love his company, because the guy has a beautiful story, like truly a beautiful, beautiful story. And I want to do everything inside of our power to empower him to get more kit into law enforcement's hands. They've worked with Black Rifle to put more kit inside of cops' hands. They've done some really, really cool things, and it's a good unit. They're based out of Utah. They do quite a bit here in the U.S. They beat the crap out of their stuff. They actually train with it. Not everything that he sells is a winner, in my opinion, but this right here, this is solid. Super duper solid. And he has it in Woodland too, which I think is dope. What do you got?
So Mike Goff asked a really good question. He's never bought a full kit from us, but he's bought components, and he wants to know if he saves a life with a component
Yes.
he bought
Yep.
from us.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. There's no there. Who asked that?
Mike Goff.
Mike, let me try to be as honest and as transparent as I can. If you heard or learned how to use a tourniquet from Refuge, and you go and use a tourniquet and save a life, I'm replacing the tourniquet. Because our mission is saving lives. There's not small print. There's not fine print at the bottom of our replacement guarantee. Our replacement guarantee isn't written anywhere. Our replacement is, hey, did you save a life? Okay, cool. Let's get you what you need.
We're not all about components.
We're not
I
asking
learned-
questions. We're not challenging you. That's not the point. The point is you obviously will use your stuff for good, so you obviously need more stuff, right? It's just like do the right thing, right? And that's a big thing. That's a big way that TJ and I run things here. So T gave me the directive, and I have imposed that directive onto the staff. If it's moral, ethical, intelligent, and righteous, we don't care. Do it. Cool. Tell me later about it. Because there's so much stuff going on here that we can get bogged down in those details, but a lot of that stuff can be solved with asking the question, like, is it moral, ethical, professional, intelligent, and righteous, all that stuff right there. Boom. Cool. Do it. Send it. It's the right move. What up, Bear Engine? Good to see you, brother. Aaron's gonna take a selfie. Nice. Warrior Poet, what's up? Guys, don't forget to throw your questions into the chat. We have a couple more minutes here left on the live stream, so throw those questions in the chat. Something I wanted to talk to everybody about. Okay, go ahead.
Well, no, I just remembered I was going to say this earlier because you were saying it was the month of Goon. And I found out that yesterday was actually Men's Mental Health Day.
Yep.
Like in the middle of June. And of course, nobody's freaking talking about
Nope.
it because we're focused on other things. Not us, I just mean the world. And yeah, so we have Father's Day and Men's Mental Health Day in June, and it just gets freaking bulldozed over by other things.
So, trying to use
Oh,
my-
it would count. Mike, okay, yeah. If you have something, send it in. But if you're just asking, he said didn't mean if it would get replaced. He just wants to know if it would count. Absolutely, it would count. Even if, like you said, if you used a tourniquet that you got somewhere else, but you learned how to do it here.
Yep. I'm trying to think of the right way to say this. I'm trying to think of the right way to phrase this. So, men's mental health, right? The world doesn't want strong men right now. The world needs strong men, but it doesn't want strong men. And one of the things that strong men need is an outlet. Strong men need the ability to be with other strong men talking about the challenges that they have. I have been so abundantly blessed with brothers and mentors and leaders that have allowed me and afforded me safety and security in discussion, in learning, and in rebuke and challenge. Men need that. Men also need to know that they're doing enough. And we never tell them that. We never tell them that they're doing enough. We're never doing enough.
Iron sharpens iron, bro.
Iron sharpens iron, and so one man's countenance sharpens that of his brother. You're doing enough. If you're giving it your all, I know that it feels like you're never doing enough, like it's never enough money, it's never enough time with the kids, you're never paying enough attention to the wife, the house is never clean enough, the home never looks good enough, the yard is never maintained enough, the animals are never fed enough, and everything is never
That's
enough.
not even to mention your like social life, your work
Heaven forbid
life.
you want a
like,
friend, right?
yeah.
You want to take your wife out to dinner, right? You guys want to go out for drinks, be humans.
Do people still do that?
I know. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry as a guy who had an iPhone and a platform that I didn't get on yesterday and say, hey, it's Men's Mental Health Day. Talk to someone. And I think part of the reason that I didn't do that is because yesterday I was struggling with my own mental health issues. I had to take about 2 hours and really dissect some priorities with my wife for our mental health, for my mental health and hers. And I don't think that that's something that's being focused on enough. There's so much focus on gear and kit and everything, but what's your mental state? Like, where are you at? I know you're probably tired, bro. I know you're tired. I know I'm tired. It doesn't matter, though. I know it sucks to say, it doesn't matter. We have to keep going. But you don't have to keep going alone. And that's something you have to understand. You have to. You do not have to do this shit alone. There are resources out there. There are brothers right here in this room. I'm telling you right now, somebody called that phone and said, Heath, I don't know you, you don't know me, but I'm alone right now and I need somebody to talk to.
My husband would talk to you for like 3 hours.
He'll be there for the next 3 hours talking to you. And I don't know another brother here that wouldn't do the same. I honestly don't. Because you can't do it alone. So yeah, happy Men's Mental Health Day. I'm sorry that everybody hates you. I don't. I love you, and I really, really, really want you to know how much you're needed, how much you're valued, how much you're cherished, and how important you are. Refuge is proud of the men. We need you.
That's part of Goon Month.
That's
we were
part of
saying
Goon
that
Month.
we wanted to celebrate masculinity.
Men
we wanted,
being men.
Yeah, we wanted to celebrate that while the world is calling it toxic and everything else.
It's not toxic to be a man. It's needed. It's needed.
We need.
We need to get the mentality that every day we fight for each other on and off the battlefield. Whatever way that's going to look.
That's a good word. Cap said we need the mentality that every day we fight for each other on and off the battlefield. It doesn't matter if you're downrange or not. It's still war. We're in spiritual warfare. Like every single day we have brothers that are falling to depression, to anxiety, to addiction and substance abuse, and they're falling. And I want you to know that if you ever need someone, Refuge is here for you. Because we need y'all. We need men. We really, really do. Yeah, that's super important. Do we have any more questions in the chat or anything like that?
Let's see. One thing is women need to cherish strong men. Agree to telling men they're doing great when they are. One step at a time toward your goals is what counts. I tell you what, I think every wife that works in this building is so happy that we do have strong men.
Yeah.
I personally, it's very discouraging to look in the world and to see some of the way that men are nowadays. Thank God, though. I look at my
70%
husband and I'm like,
70% of America is obese. Like,
yeah.
Like, that's crazy to me because if you think about that, right? That means, let's say that statistic is even for both men and women, which it probably isn't, right? We'll go on the low side. Let's say that 60% of men are obese.
Wait a minute. Wait. Did you just?
Or let's say 75%. Let's assume that less women are obese.
Okay,
and more men
thank
are
you.
obese.
Thank
so we'll
you.
say 75% for Lauren. We'll say 75% of men are obese. Okay. Okay. That doesn't instill confidence in them. That doesn't. Their wife isn't going to be as confident in them. They're not able to take care of their children as effectively, protect themselves effectively, earn food. Like, there's things inside us on a primal level that we need to do. Every man should harvest his own food at some point, whether it be an animal, whether it be produce. Every man should harvest his own food at some point because you should be able to do it. Because that's basic human stuff. It's like finding clean water. You should be able to do that because it's basic human stuff. Don't look at the last 250 years. Look at all of time, and basic human stuff is food, water, shelter. Well, men have to be physically, emotionally, mentally fit to do those three things continuously. Only if you have them provided for you are you afforded, right, the opportunity to let that go by the wayside. And I'd call that, a negative opportunity. I wouldn't call it positive at the very least.
Hey.
Callie TV said the Angry Viking Therapist is a great resource.
Yes.
Absolutely. Everybody should talk to AVT. He's incredible. He really is. He will help you through some stuff. What you got?
Someone said, said, thank y'all. I didn't realize I needed to hear that. And then Brandon said, where did he say it? He said, not to get touchy-feely, but you guys must exist to change my life. I struggle right now with never getting enough done or enough time to give to family. Add that to Bear helping my faith.
Well, dude, this isn't about Bear, and this isn't about us. This is about you realizing the fact that for the entirety of your life, you can choose two perspectives. I have more to do. I haven't done enough. I have more to do means that you still have fight in you. Means you have the opportunity to go out and capture more. I haven't done enough means that constantly you are putting yourself down. You probably have more to do. I'd argue that you've probably done enough. They don't coincide. You have to pick what side of the mindset you want to be on. Are you going to punch yourself every time that you're down on the ground? Or are you going to put foot down and stand up and get back on your feet so you can move forward? And I'm not saying this because I know or I'm perfect. I'm saying this because I struggle with it too. I'm saying it because I have a 2-year-old and a baby and a wife and a homestead and a job and employees and expectations and goals. And sometimes I look out over the abyss and I'm like, all right, I'm going to go away from here forever. You know, I'm just going to run into the woods. It's so stressful and it's so overwhelming. But then I remember that I am fearfully, wonderfully created, that all my days are numbered, that I have a purpose and that I have more to do. And I have done enough. It's different. What you got?
2 things. B&B Home said tomorrow is Mr. B's birthday. So happy birthday,
Happy
Mr.
birthday,
B.
Mr. B!
And then Andrew Stanek said nothing is more important than what your wife thinks about her husband. So that's a call to the wives. How important it is for us to lift our husbands up and to encourage them and for them to know that they are enough, because we play a big role in how they feel about themselves.
Yep. I never feel more confident than when my wife builds me up. Like, it could be the coolest cool guy in the planet telling me I'm doing a good job, but if my wife tells me I look hot, dude, I'm taking on a terrorist cell by myself. Like, there's smoke.
You are Liam Neeson now with like special skills.
Yeah, I am Liam Neeson. I will find you. Like, don't even worry about it.
We got a question.
Okay.
Alternatives to quick clot or hemostatic gauze.
Yeah, absolutely. Compressed gauze. Non-hemostatic gauze. So there's actually no data. There's a ton of studies done on the fact that hemostatic agents, if you wound pack with a non-hemostatic, there is no benefit versus a hemostatic if you do it properly. I'll re-say that so that it's clear. Hemostatics aren't better than non-hemostatics. What a hemostatic agent does is it accounts for error in the wound packing process. So if you are not applying the proper amount of pressure and getting everything into the wound channel the way that it should, expanding out through that mushroom, right? Then with that, the hemostatic will allow for clotting, whereas the pressure is really causing the clotting on the compressed gauze. So if you're like, I can't use hemostatics for X, Y, Z, which is totally fine, you got to get really good with compressed gauze, or have people around you who are really good with non-hemostatic impregnated compressed gauze. Say that 5 times fast. Non-hemostatic impregnated compressed gauze. Ooh, gosh, that's hard. That was a challenge.
That was
there.
the first one. Hey, honey, you're super good at saying things really fast. Can you say, I can't say it, so.
Non-hemostatic impregnated compressed gauze.
5 times fast.
Non-hemostatic impregnated compressed gauze.
Yeah, but 5 times fast.
Yeah, no, don't actually do it 5 times.
Okay.
It was a joke, internet.
Non-hemostatic impregnated compressed gauze.
Yes.
He can do that wacky, wavy, inflatable.
Wacky waving inflatable arm flowing
we
tube
were,
man.
we were literally doing it on the line yesterday.
Hey!
So I got one more thing I want to talk to everybody about. I really am just curious. How many people do we have in the YouTube right now?
We have, hold on, because I have the pop-out chat. We've got 62 watching.
Yeah, so we probably got like maybe
Super
100
cool.
people here.
Please
as
give us
well,
a thumbs
platforms.
up. Sorry.
Guys, if you haven't liked the video, please do so now. I have a question for everybody in the chat. Do you guys use night vision? Just like a simple yes or no. I want to. I haven't yet. I want, or I don't want to. I think it's stupid. But if you use night vision, I want to see it in the chat. Just throw yes, no. I want to. I don't want to. I hate night vision. Whatever.
I hate night vision.
I hate night vision.
The only reason though is because my husband wants it so bad. It's so expensive.
Yeah, it is expensive. Because something we're talking about here at Refuge is working with an American-made partner and potentially offering you guys some more affordable night vision options that are non-digital. They're not digital, so it's still good.
Actual phosphorus tubes.
Yeah, phosphorus tube-based night vision.
We got a lot of want to, can't afford, would love to, I want to, saving up for it, want to.
Saving,
Heck yeah.
wanting, heck yeah, all that stuff.
I need a personal set. I will when I have the funds. I want to. Woot woot. Yes, please.
Okay, would you?
No, we got one. Just straight up no.
So he thought he does not have it. That's what he means.
Or has never used it.
Or he's never used it. So
They are
if
cool.
you guys are interested in that, let us know in the comment section, because we were looking at a couple of different options, both a monocle and then a bino set, having like an entry level and an expert level, and then the price to reflect, right? So that way you're not having like, you know, a crazy, like, we don't want to sell $15,000 night vision. We think that's dumb.
We already have a pre-order.
Erador.
Someone's
We'll
already like, we'll
pre-order
pre-order
now.
now. Okay, thank you.
Well, that's awesome. So we're setting it up right now. We're working. He's got like one issue he's got to fix, and like he's in the process of fixing it right now. Really, really, really good company. We've loved them so far, and he's just been a good partner. And so we've tested now 2 different sets of tubes. We've tested different housings. We've tested their battery packs. And the reason that we've been so quiet and hush hush, because we've been doing this for months now.
Yep,
We've been pretty quiet. Now you guys have seen us like tease and nods and videos and stuff, and it's the month of Goon, so you've seen some night vision. But the reason we've been so quiet about this is because we understand that night vision is a huge investment. There is not a set of night vision that you're getting into realistically for less than $2,500. You're not getting into it.
And that's like the low end.
That's low end monocle, right? High end duals, you're still talking $8,000.
Want me to grab that PVS 14?
Sure. I don't have mine here, and TJ's in Texas, so we don't have any duals to show you right now.
Hey, while we're waiting for him to grab those, Project Tribute Foundation had to hop off, but they wanted to let us know that Friday 80 kits are being delivered to Watonga,
Yep.
Blaine County Sheriff,
That's
Erie
awesome.
Police, and Okeen Police.
Heck yeah! Project Tribute Foundation is awesome. If you guys are looking for another group to support, or if you want to support local law enforcement in Oklahoma, go to Project Tribute Foundation, see what they need from you, and that'll be a great asset.
We have a number 2 pre-order already.
Sweet.
And then some people are saying thermal. They would like to have thermal.
So that's something too that we're talking about. We like thermal too, especially in the medical sense, because I don't know if you knew this, but blood is warm. And so you can see a bleeding affected area a lot better in the dark under thermal versus if you were like trying to see it, you know, under nods. Like it's not going to show up the same.
So like your medic having that would be super important.
Yeah, like perfect world, like we're trying to get Cat set up, like I want him to have dual tubes with a Jerry C5 clip, which is a thermal that goes in front of your night vision over his dominant eye. That's like my goal for Cat as our primary medic. We're trying to get that set up right now. So what we want to offer, and what we're looking to offer is something just like this. This is a PVS 14, is this green or white?
That one's a green phosphorus.
This is green. Okay, so this is in green phosphorus. We will probably only offer white phosphorus because that seems to be the way that the market is trending. The technology seems to be better. Green is more affordable slightly.
Well,
but
your clarity is also going to be exponentially better with the white phosphorus.
And something we're trying to push on people and talk to people about is, hey, dude, this is expensive, so buy once, cry once. Get the right thing. I'm not a night vision expert. I do know a little bit about it, you know. So this is a PVS 14 housing model right here. This has Gen 3 green phosphorus tubes in there. It's got a good picture. This one takes a single AA battery. And these guys usually start at around $500 for green
Let's say
phosphorus.
27 to be safe.
Yeah,
But it's-
27 out the door for green
Yeah.
phos. White phosphorus, you're starting probably at like 27, and you could go as high. I think T-Rex Arms has theirs for like $3,500 or something like that. It's very, very expensive. So we're planning on offering one of these, and then we're also going to have a different monocle called the Tonto. The Tonto is a 3D printed housing. That is just a little bit different. The on and off switch isn't a literal switch like this. This has an on and off switch. It's a button that you press. Some of the complaints against the PVS-14 is sometimes these get hit and get broken. So then your on and off switch is broken. You have to get it repaired.
Or bent like
or
crazy.
Bent like
Yeah.
crazy, which happens all of the time.
Mhm.
And so, if this is something that's interesting to you, continue to talk to us about it. We want to offer this to the general public, and a big thing is, guys, I don't know if you know this, but right around 12 hours of the 24 happens to be dark. So being able to see during that time period would be super tight. And so we're going to be working with a really cool organization on offering night vision and night vision accessories too. So because the thing is once you get in, there's a lot of stuff that you have to get to support night vision, and so you have to get like Wilcox mount and maybe a different J arm, which is this right here, this piece that screws into the night vision itself. Because this mount, where's your helmet at? Right here. Yeah, helmet. Because this right here will then go into your G24. So then you can put it down and you could rotate it either side, so you're looking through left eye or right eye. So we'll probably offer the G24 through our homies, and then most likely offer the J arm. I don't think we won't get into like lasers and illuminators and stuff like that. We might do some IR beacons. IR beacons being an infrared beacon that you can put on first aid kits. So that way, if you were operating inside of maybe a less than permissive environment, and you had to drop your pack, you could turn on an IR illuminator. You can turn back and see where your pack is. So that way you don't have to carry it. A lot of guys will do that like upon first room on entry. And then I don't believe we're gonna offer like helmets or stuff like that. So well, we want to offer night vision capability because I don't know if you guys know this, but bad stuff happens at dark. Bad stuff usually happens at night too. So having the ability to see in the dark is just absolutely incredible in force multiplication. So it's good to see that people are interested in that. And that you guys would maybe want to transact on that. A couple of pre-orders already. We'd love to see that. Let me continue to talk to the boss and talk to our partners in that, and we'll hopefully get that set up here in the next like 60 days. That's my goal. So start saving, right? If you want to. Remember, we do have shop pay too. I understand that this is a big expense, but start saving. Set aside that cash. So that way you can get maybe a set of duals or even a mono with a thermal on the other side. That'll be huge. That's force multiplication right there on a whole new degree, which would be super great. Guys, don't forget, we are going to NASRO, National School Resource Officer Conference. If your school has a school resource officer, call them, see if they're going to NASRO. If they're going to NASRO, tell them to come find us, right? Hey, those guys have the medical kits that you need, that we need for our school, right? And if your school resource officer isn't going to NASRO, call the police department and ask them why. Why is it that the school resource officer isn't going to learn from all of the heads across the nation, right? Because the reason that we have these conferences is so that all of the minds can get together in one room and we can have a conversation as to best practices, best tactics, best gear, best principles, and then put them into action, and watch them come into fruition, right? And we can learn from each other. Hey, I had this happen at my school and it caused X, right? Oh, I did Y over here and I never had that happen. Oh, wow, that's crazy, Hey, here's some apps that, traffickers are using that you should watch out for in your school. Here's some ways to set up beta blockers in your IT department. Like all these things, right? Like that are very, very important. Make sure your school resource officer is capitalizing on that. That's really important, right? And so there's a ton of things that everybody can be focused on right now. We need to be focused on doing good. We need to be focused on a positive energy, on learning, right? Let's freaking learn. Let's not assume we're the smartest cat in the room. Let's assume we're the dumbest dog, right? And let's try to push ourselves mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all these levels to become the best versions of ourselves. If we don't have any more questions in the chat, I'm probably good. We're about out of time.
Happy birthday, Michael Wilson. It's tomorrow, so shout out for your birthday.
Everybody say happy birthday, Mike!
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Mike!
Woo! And Mr. B.
And Mr. B!
And Mr. B.
What else?
I think that's it.
I think that's it. So, guys, we got time for one more question. Somebody throw a question in the
Hurry,
chat.
all caps, so I can see it.
And don't forget, coolest selfie gets a random piece of kit. That could be a PVS 14. That could be a gas mask. That could be
A turd.
A turd. That could be not a literal one. A tactical utility retention device.
Or a shart.
That could be a Sharpie. So you have no idea. The cooler the picture, the cooler the piece of kit. So, cooler the picture, cooler the piece of kit. So think about that. Food for thought, ladies and gents. So if you have no more questions, YouTube,
How awesome is Yah?
Yah,
That was the question in all caps.
Yah is so incredibly awesome that the fact that I'm trying to describe him right now is almost insulting.
Dude, you got to think that there's angels flying around him, covered in eyes, covering themselves because they can't even describe it, and all they can utter is holy.
Holy, set apart. Set apart.
So how
set
awesome
apart,
is
set
that?
Apart. Hiding their face. Hiding their face. Those are the same dudes that show up throughout the Bible, and every time they do,
They're like, don't fear.
they're like, don't be afraid of me. And we're like, yeah! Because they're terrifying. And they're terrified of the Most High. Remember, how awesome is Yah? Yah is so awesome, right, that when Moses asked to see him, the Father said, dude, I'd let you look at me, but you'd die. You'd just immediately die. So we're not going to allow that. Like, that's how powerful and cool he is. But at the same time, he's so powerful and cool that he came as Yeshua to live as our brother, as a perfect example of how we should live,
Amen.
to die for us, so that way we can be in a relationship with him. So the awesomeness of him is indescribable. That's how awesome he is.
Moses was what, shined for like a month? Where would he go? Just in the presence?
It had turned his
glowing.
hair white.
Yeah.
Dude.
Bleached him.
Done.
That's how bright Yah is.
Done
He will
so.
bleach your hair. Where was Moses at? Yeah, he wasn't a white guy with blonde hair. Like, the fact that was a bleached, glowing dude was a big deal when he came back. We're like, Moses, you had black hair. That was an afro when you left. What the heck? You know, so really, really interesting stuff there, guys. You like that? You like my
That was great.
This is Bob's Bible Stories.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out on the live stream. As always, we love you. We cherish you. Don't forget, most important thing of the day, carry a tourniquet because we love you. We
Second
want
most
you to
important
live.
thing of the day.
Second most important thing. First most important thing is going to be Yah. Right? That's what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
either yeah or not.
Well, like,
One
we
of the
just-
two.
We just talked about like how
We
awesome
did
he
talk about
is.
dual tubes. All right, let's hop off here. Thank you guys. Go do awesome stuff. Be advocates. Be emissaries. Carry a tourniquet. Don't forget, Refuge Nation. Post your selfies.
Oh, yeah.
Do, 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 do.
Oh, tap my